How how do we stop people from submitting false false crime reports? A lot of studies took place last year that looked into the justice system of America. They wanted to see how many of the crime reports that are submitted to police are false and how many are truth. And they found that roughly 2 to 10% of the crime reports that were submitted to the police were false. If you're unaware of what false reporting is when you go to the police station and you want to talk about an incident that took place, about a crime that took place. And they give you a piece of paper, the police do, to write what took place. And on that piece of paper, you write your side of the story. But you manipulate your side of the story. You tell a lie. You tell a lie about what crime took place. You lie about the parties involved in the crime. You sabotage the crime. You sabotage the story. You make up a whole story about what took place. The police look at your report. They go, okay. They research your report. And then they go and they get the person that you accused of that crime. They bring him in and they ask him everything related to the crime. Where were you? What happened? They talk about you, the one that's accusing that person. And they took down their notes, their findings. And then there for 2 to 10 hours questioning this one person. And then they let him go. And then they find evidence that you planned for the police to find. And they find the evidence and they arrest. And they arrest that person that's being accused of the crime that he did not commit. He gets arrested. But luckily, we live in a first world country where you get to fight for your freedom. So he gets a chance at court to prove that he's innocent. He gets a lawyer, and the person that's accusing him gets a lawyer. They provide their evidence to the judge. Then the judge looks at all the evidence. He looks at the evidence of the accuser, the accused, and the police. He looks at everything. She looks at everything. And if the evidence is more towards the one that's accusing, the ones that's being accused will go to prison. And if it's vice versa, he will be let go. The judge looks at the evidence and he goes, well, the one that's accusing has more evidence. Is probably right. And he sends the person that's being accused to jail for a crime that they did not commit. And that person that's being accused gets a sentence depending on the heinous of the crime. If it's rape, if it's murder, it's 20, 30 years to life. And that person goes to jail for a crime that they did not commit. And in jail, it's not smooth sailing. Not everything's perfect. They're getting their head kicked in every day. They're getting raped. They're getting hit. They're not even eating food. Depending on the heinous of the crime, prisoners do not take lightly. People that have committed the worst crimes do not take lightly to people that have raped, people that have murdered, people that have killed kids. They do not take lightly to those people. And they do the heinous crimes that you can think about to those people. And that person goes to jail and deals with all of that shit for something that they did not do. For something that they did not do. And that's where the justice system has failed. It has failed that it's putting innocent people behind bars because someone is a sociopath and does not like that person and can go and report a crime that that person did not commit, and that person will go to jail and spend his life there. And his life's ruined, his career is ruined, his family is ruined for something that he did not do. So how do we fix that? How do we fix a justice system so that innocent people aren't put behind bars for something that they did not do? It's very simple in my eyes. We give people that are falsely reporting, that are falsely giving reports to the police, the same sentence that the person will get for committing that crime. So if someone falsely reports a murder, that person should get the same sentence that the murderer would get if he actually committed the murder. So 20 to 30 years, you falsely report, you get 20 to 30 years. Rape, 20 to 30 years, guess what? You falsely accuse that person of raping you, you get 20 to 30 years. Simple as that. And I promise you, that 2 to 10% that was reported last year would go to zero. Because all these people that are falsely accusing people are also scared of jail. And when they find out that they can also go to jail, they will shit themselves. They will shit themselves. And a lot of people come up and they go, where's the empathy, They're telling their side of the story. They're telling their side of the story, It might be a little damning, but it's their side of the story. You don't know what happened. It's his versus her. It's him versus him. We weren't there. We don't know what happened. No. When you falsely accuse someone of a crime, you ruin that person's life. That person is ruined. That person is ruined. His family is ruined. He is in jail for something that he didn't do. And in jail, that's the worst place on earth. That's hell on earth. And that's where he is for something that he didn't do. And when he does get out, by the way, when these people do get out, their lives are ruined because they're so mentally destroyed for what they had to experience in prison for something that they didn't do. They're so mentally destroyed. They hate everything. They hate everyone that's around them. And they can't do anything because someone falsely accused them of something. So that person's life's ruined. And you want me to just go, oh, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. You were having a bad day and you decided to make a false report. It's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. You ruined someone's life. I want you that falsely accuse people to go to jail for the same sentence that the other person would have gone if they'd committed the crime. Right now in our justice system, it's failing because people that falsely make reports, guess how long they go to jail for? 1 year. 1 year. That is absolutely bullshit. That's absolutely bullshit. And if they're on good behavior, they get out. They get out early. The people, they get falsely accused of a crime. They're in jail for 20 years, 30 years. You don't hear reports coming out, wow, that person was accused, but luckily he got out in 2 months. No, it goes, well, he was falsely accused for 30 years, and now he's out. 30 years. 30 years he spent in that jail. And that's not fair. So people that falsely accuse, they deserve to have the same sentence as the people that would have committed the crime. And you know what it does? And you know what also it does when these people falsely put out statements or falsely report? Is when the heinous crime actually happens. When a girl actually gets raped. We don't take her seriously. Because we go, well, we just had another case where a girl lied and she wanted money, so why should we believe you? So people that actually, the heinous crime actually happens, we ignore them. Because we're like, well, that was a lie. The case that we had before, we're not going to take you seriously. So that's why I believe, give them the same sentence, and I promise you that 2 to 10% will be zero. Zero.